Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Kim and welcome back to Uncommonkim. The best time of the year, or one of them, is here. It's Winterween! Woo! I'm so excited for Winterween this year. I'm off work now for a week and I'm so excited to get some spooky reads in for Winterween. I have a TBR planned. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave it linked down below. And I'm super excited. It is now 11:30 of the night of Winterween. So I have a couple of things to update you on. I just finished watching Sprints, hosted by Gabby and Jan and Gavin. That was fun. I also had work today, but I finished now. Woohoo! And I've started my first read, which is Strange Houses by Uketsu, and I'm having a grand old time. I'm definitely enjoying this one. Slightly different to the first book, because in the first book, Strange Pictures, you have a variety of pictures and like a couple of different stories and they all link together. However, in this one we follow kind of the same guy while he's trying to like figure out this weird chilling mystery, but I'm really enjoying it nonetheless. I am halfway through and yeah, I'm having a really good time. I'm like listening and reading at the same time, and yeah, I think I'll definitely get this done tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going book shopping with Megan, so that'll be fun. Not going with like any books in mind apart from books in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. Apart from that, I'm going in completely blind. Hopefully we'll pick up a few thrillers and horrors. We're going to my favourite bookshop, which is Toppings in Bath, and then we're also going to Mr. B's Emporium, which is the independent bookshop in Bath, and then Waterstones, obviously. But yeah, that's my little update for you. So hopefully I'm going to finish this tomorrow when I get home from book shopping, and yeah, I'll let you know on any other spooky shit I get up to. Well, hello. So, I've been out most of the day, went to Bath, bought lots of books. You'll see it come shopping with me soon, featuring myself and Megan. But I've come to update you because I've just finished Strange Houses by Uketsu. Didn't end up loving this as much as Strange Pictures. I really loved Strange Pictures. I thought it was very unique, very different, and this kind of went a different way to what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be relatively similar, and it just wasn't. We had a couple of different stories within Strange Pictures, and Strange Houses we just followed the same characters, which was fine, and I still enjoyed the twists and the turns, but I just didn't have the same like grip on me as Strange Pictures did. But nonetheless, I gave it, and I don't usually do points like but this was hard because I didn't want to give it 4 stars and it wasn't a 3. So I've gone for a 3.75 because apparently Storygraph allows me to do so. So it's very nearly a 4. It just didn't hit the 4 barrier for me, but nonetheless still enjoyed it. Still going to read Strange Buildings when that comes out later this year. Still going to read more from Uketsu. As I was saying to Megan today, this is like the Strange something books by Uketsu were the first like translated books I've read, and I say this because I tried to read The Delicate Dream Department Store, I think it is, which is another translated book, and I couldn't get into that. The writing was very confusing for me, and I ended up DNFing that. So I was very and ahhing going into this series what I was going to think of it, and I found a translated book that works, because these really work for me, so I'm very happy about that. I didn't actually bring the book I'm starting next with me because I'm dumb. I'll put it here, and it is The Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre by Philip Fracassi, Philip something. This is the book. I'm very excited to read this. I've put it on my, it's on my Winterween TBR, and I put it on my Instagram yesterday, and I had so many people going, oh my god, I can't wait for you to read this, and I was like, that makes me excited. So I'm very, very excited to get into this one. Megan is going to buddy read it with me because I slightly peer pressured her into buying it today, so we're going to read it together, which I'm super excited for, and I'm very excited just to get into it. I love me old people vibes, you know, especially murder. So I'm very excited to go and start that. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll probably come and update you about every 100, 150 pages, because it is a bit of a chunkier one. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So, coming to update you on Autumn Springs Retire Home Massacre. I am 150 pages in. I'm having a grand old time. I'm really, really enjoying myself. Small triggers, old people, death, quite in-depth death. But otherwise, having a grand old time. I'm enjoying the writing, very much so. Would be interested to read more by this author. I'm an awful lot of physical reader, and kind of don't want to do anymore. So I'm going to just listen and do some spooky colouring, because I managed to get my hands on the Bobby Goodies Ohuhu markers, and they're really cute. And these are the markers I always use, but mine are running out a bit, so I treat myself to those. And I'm going to do some spooky colouring while listening to this and vibes. I'll come back and update you probably in another 150 pages, maybe my thoughts, but yeah, so far having a great time, really enjoying myself, but I am nervous because the slasher vibes are slashing. brutal. This is absolutely brutal and sad, but brutal. Hi. I'm really enjoying my time with this. I am at page 280, so I have roughly about 100 pages left, so I'm going to fly through it tonight. That is my plan. It's currently half 10. I'm going to continue colouring, continue reading. I love this. This is lovely. My problem is that I have gotten attached to these characters for the last nearly 300 pages, and they're all getting fucking massacred. Which is obviously the point in the book. And it's so much more brutal than I expected. It's like a proper slasher vibes. It's giving me like Cotton Candy Massacre, but with old people and less wackadoodle. But like, it's weird. Like we have had like a bit of a chapter with the murderer. We still don't know who it is. But seeing them take all of the characters that I've drawn quite close to is sad. No longer triggered by the old folk. However, there is one specific old folk, and if this bitch kills him, I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed, because I love him. He's very sweet. And if you don't know this about me, I have a bit of a thing with old people. I think they're very sweet and very cute, and I love them, and I just want to take care of them. And I've been like that for years, and I call a lot of people, old people, cute. And I think it's because I have quite an attachment to my grandparents, and I think they're cute. So this is sad. Don't get me wrong, some of the old people I'm like, I have no attachment to you, like I've read you for a chapter and now you're dead. Don't really care, but a couple now, it's actually really sad. I hope Rose fucking gets busted and that the policeman stops being a twat. But yeah, this is good. I don't think it's gonna be a 5. I'm thinking more 4.5 vibes. But I'm having a great time. A fucking great time. I'm heartbroken. If you've read this, I've just read, what chapter? They have like parts. So this is part 10, checkmate, chapter 2, chapter 1 and chapter 2 within that. And it's crushed my entire being. It was sad. It was happy.
Oh, my smart meter display. His Excellent Smart Meter, my energy company, rewards me when I move my energy use to
so many emotions. Wow, I did not expect to cry at this. Okay, I'm here to give you my final thoughts. It's currently 12:30. I ended up just staying up and reading it. And I ended up physically reading the last like 60 pages again. This was so good. I gave it 4.5 stars because it wasn't quite a 5 because it was slightly dragged out, and I think it was pretty obvious at the halfway point who it was. Not like specifically, but you could kind of guess. But the found family was so cute. The old folk, the brutal murders. It was literally an old folk slasher. I literally just put in my review on Storygraph that it is an old folk bloodbath, and it made me cry. It made me cry. It killed me. It was really sad, the bit where I cried, but it was also really happy, so it was like a mixture of happy and sad tears. But I had a grand time. I really enjoyed myself. Quite fast paced, and I loved it. I'm very excited to pick up some more from Philip Fracassi. I heard Steph, because Steph's read this, Steph loves, she was mentioning about Boys in the Valley, so that might be one I pick up from him. But very happy, very happy. I'm very zoomed in. So yeah, okay, so tomorrow is Monday, so we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or rest of Summerween, and I have 2 more books I actually want to read, one that I don't, and I think I will probably just read 10 pages and DNF it, or even just not bother. But I also have a Junji Ito horror manga that I bought when I went to Bath with Megan that I'm kind of intrigued to read. It's like a short story one. I think it's called like Mimi's Tales of Terror or something, and it's like short stories based off of true stories or something like that. I can't remember, but I'm tempted to read that tomorrow just because I want to, and then go into my next read, which I'm thinking Simone St. James, Broken Girls by Simone St. James. But you know what, being back in my like horror thrillery vibe, like so many books are coming into my head going, I want to read this, like I want to read Bat Eater, I want to read The Eyes Are the Best Part. I'm like, why can't Winterween just continue for like a month? But I mean, I can still read those, but then there's that small part of me that's like, Dungeon Crawler Girl. There's basically just too many books and not enough time to fucking read them. But I don't know, if I continue with my kind of book a day, which is pretty much what I'm doing at the moment, I've got 4 days left, so I do my Junji Ito book, I have Mate by Ali Hazelwood, and then I have, I've already forgot it, Broken Girls by Simone St. James. That gives me 1 day to possibly read something else. But also the Junji Ito manga ain't gonna take me all day, so I could read something else as well. Eyes Are the Best Part, I'm looking at you because you're quite small. It was literally right in front of me. I have like the Evernight edition, and it's not that big, you know. It's not. I could read it. We'll see. We'll see where the vibes go. But yeah, I definitely think my vibes are going towards the Junji Ito horror manga for tomorrow. But I'm going to bed. And I will update you tomorrow, letting you know what I have decided to read.
I was quietly protective of my heart to reassure that I couldn't break to pieces and be left alone once more. If you hadn't been so patient, you'd be easy to ignore. You put up with all my till you didn't anymore. And now I stand here calling at your door. Oh, now I stand here calling at your door. Yeah, I'm yours, anywhere you want. Yeah, I'm yours, and now we're singing. I have been too self-involved, been protective of my feelings, but somehow you made me fall. You got underneath the surface and you shattered every wall. And I know I got that feeling, there's no question anymore. And now I stand here calling at your door.
What am I doing? I'm really tired today. I'm not really with it. So decided I'm gonna read Mimi's Tales of Terror by Junji Ito. So this is a manga, horror manga. Ta-da. And I'm gonna read this in between this and my next book. And my next book is The Broken Girls by Simone St. James, which I've started. I've read not very much, 25 pages, and spooky. Very spooky. Simone St. I don't really know which way this is going to go. This is either going to go ghosty vibes, like Sundown Motel, which I loved, or it will go, nah, it's a real person vibe, like Book of Cold Cases. So, I'm interested to see which way it's going to go, but just to kind of cut it in between and, you know, small positives and small, what's the word I want? Small wins. I'm going to read this because it's quite short. It is manga, so I can fly through it, and then at least I have a win. University student Mimi and her boyfriend Nato encounter one chilling mystery after another. There's an enigmatic neighbour, woman dressed in black from head to toe, but if she's so odd, why does it seem like there are many others like her? Then whose eyes track Mimi's movements from the cemetery next door? And why does a bizarre red circle drawn on a basement wall change with every passing day? 9 scary stories that really happened, drawn from the famed collection of urban legends, new earmuffs, and adapted into a manga by horror genius Junji Ito. I'm very excited. Love a short story. 2, love a manga. 3, one of my goals was to read more manga this year, so here we go, first one of 2026. But yeah, I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to continue with this. Plan on finishing Broken Girls today at all. But I would like to get maybe 150 pages in. I think that's a good vibe. But yeah, this is gonna be my main thing. And then tomorrow, I don't really have many plans. In fact, I have no plans apart from little jobs around the house. I'm gonna bake some cookies, things like that. So it's mainly a reading day. So yeah, I'm gonna go and I read this, and then I'll come back and let you know my thoughts.
Oh, now I stand here calling at your door. Yeah, I'm yours. Anywhere you want, yeah, I'm yours, and now we're singing.
Going on? What the fuck?
I was quietly protective of my heart to reassure that it couldn't break to pieces and be left alone once more. You got underneath the surface and you shattered every wall, and I know I got that feeling, there's no question anymore. And now I stand here calling at your door. Oh, now I'm calling at your door. Yeah, I'm yours. Anywhere you want. Yeah, I'm yours. And now we're singing. And now I stand here calling at your door. Oh, now I stand here calling at your door. Yeah, I'm yours. Anywhere you want. Yeah, I'm yours. And now we're singing.
So I read the first 2 stories. So the first story was literally like 2 pages long and was called The Utility Pole and was just a bit weird. But nothing too, you know, out of the ordinary. And then the next one is The Woman Next Door, which was weirder and fucked and very confusing, and then also very, very fucked. Mad. Okay, cool. I like where this is going. If I enjoy this, definitely going to read more from Junji Ito, and so far, I'm liking the vibes. Okay. Spooked. these are fucking true stories. Because I'm not gonna show you anything from that last one because they may trigger some people. You know, spoilers, but fuck me. Fuck off. Are these real? Fuck off. I don't believe that. Nah. Mud. Nah. Now we've resorted to graveyards. Hello, I'm here to let you know my final thoughts on Mimi's Tales of Terror by Junji Ito. My first Junji Ito. I'm giving it a 4. I'm giving it a 4. I really enjoyed it. It was fucked, and some of the stories were weird as shit, but I really enjoyed my time. There wasn't, sometimes with manga, like I have to force myself through it, and I don't really want to pick it back up and, you know, things like that. But this, I like wanted to keep picking up, and I was enjoying my time with it. I didn't really know what was coming. I was very, very happy with it, and yeah, I've given it a 4. I have now added a couple more Junji Ito books to my TBR, like on Goodreads. So 2 are short story collections, again, like this one, and 1 is like a full-on proper, but like it's manga, but a story. So Uzumaki is where Google told me to start in the sense of full stories, and then Shiver and Fragments of Horror are the 2 short story collections I've added, because I really like his short story collections. It's not like enough it fully freaks me out, but it's enough for me to enjoy it and still be slightly concerned for my well-being of what the fuck I'm reading. But yeah, the fact that this is based off of true stories is fucked, but there are some weird people in the world, so sure, we'll go with it. But I had a good time. I'm gonna be livid if this is damaged because it's quite wet. It is only like a standard paperback. It looks okay. It's fine. Thank fuck. I just can't be asked to go through the faff of having to, you know, return it. It is Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell, but in paperback, because I collect paperbacks of Lisa Jewell's books, so I always have to wait like a year or so after release in order to get my copy. I haven't been best pleased with a lot of Lisa Jewell's books. None of this is true. I didn't really enjoy it. The last Lisa Jewell I properly enjoyed was The Family Upstairs. I have a lot of her backlist, which I'm slowly making my way through, but I don't know what, I haven't really seen many reviews on this, so I don't know what to expect. He's the perfect man, he says he loves you. You think he might even be made for you. Before long, he's moved into your house and into your heart, and then he leaves for days at a time. You don't know where he's gone or who he's with. And you realise if you looked back, you'd say to yourself, don't let him in. So it's like a more thrillery suspense is what Lisa Jewell does best. But yeah, like I said, since The Family Upstairs, they've been okay, but I still buy them for some reason. But I also have something else to update you on. If you've seen my Winterween TBR, you'll know that this bad boy is on there. I've been thinking long and hard. I have read the first chapter, and I have told myself I will not like this, so I'm DNFing. I read the first chapter and I've been putting it off and putting it off, and I just don't want to read it. And obviously one of my goals this year was to DNF more, and also, you know, only read it if you want to read it, and I don't want to read this. Me and Lucy Foley aren't compatible. I don't enjoy her writing. To me, it's just, her writing's very long-winded and doesn't really get to the point, and I don't really like her writing style. Her writing style is not for me. So I am DNFing The Midnight Feast, and I am unhauling it because I don't like it. Which then does put me a book down on my Winterween TBR. So what I've decided is I got The Broken Girls, and then I have Mate by Ali Hazelwood. If I've completed both of those and I have space, I'm gonna read this one. It's the second book in the Sworn Soldier series by T. Kingfisher, because I read What Moves the Dead last year and really enjoyed it, so I want to get around to this one before book 3 comes out in paperback for me to then read that one. Yeah, that's my plan, is if I have time I'm going to read it, but it is a short book, so I am thinking I am going to have time. I just need to crack on with The Broken Girls because I haven't read any more. I've read 25 pages and then haven't read anything else further. So I need to crack on with this. I'm going to make a dent in this now. And hopefully I can get The Broken Girls done today. And then I can move on to Mate tomorrow. And then Thursday is our last day of Winterween, which is sad. And the last day of my time off of work, which is really sad. Like, depressingly sad. So yeah, hopefully Thursday I'll have time for, is it What Stalks the Night? I don't know what it's called. But hopefully I'll have time for that. But yeah, I thought I'd just do a little update because I had a bit of book mail, and obviously I made my decision on The Midnight Feast. And yeah, okay, cool. I'll come back and update you when I have made some good progress on The Broken Girls and give you my thoughts and my feelings. The Broken Girls by Simone St. James, I have just reached the 100-page mark. I'm having a good time. Still very spooky. Loving the like solving the cold case vibes to this. Definitely giving me like murder. Sorts camera battery died. Giving me Murder Road vibes. Which I read last year by Simone St. James, giving me those vibes, but they're like investigation element like Book of Cold Cases. But yeah, no, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. As you were just seeing, I made some cookies. I haven't baked in like probably 10 years, and I remember why. Because I'm okay. It's when I get to the oven bit, and I use like a Mary Berry recipe, and Mary Berry said like 10 to 12 minutes, and when they're like formed around the outside. So I went, okay, yeah, that's easy enough. 10 minutes, I thought, I'll have a look. No, still very soft. Put them back in for 12. No, still seems soft. So I did 2 more minutes. And I was like, nah, I've got to take them out. Oh, they were formed. They were probably formed at the 10-minute mark, to the point where these are quite hard. They're still edible, but they're quite hard. So I'm gonna get some more chocolate chip cookies and reattempt tomorrow, because I'm counting that as a fail. I used to love baking when I was a teenager. I used to do it all the time. I used to do flapjacks, cakes, cupcakes, cookies, like all sorts. I used to just do loads and loads of brownies, all sorts of things, and I used to really enjoy it as a teenager, and then I just stopped, and I remember why. I remember why. But yeah, I've still got all the ingredients apart from chocolate chips, so I think I'm gonna reattempt those tomorrow, and hope that my brother would just eat what's there. So yeah, but yeah, having a great time with this. I'm going to continue now. I'm kind of doing a mixture of colouring and journaling while listening to this, because I decided I didn't like my buzzwordathon spreads, so I pulled them out. I also put the covers in my horror bingo because I could, and I don't know if you can see, but I've done like a red outline on some of them, which means I've done the hard mode, and I've done hard mode on every single one apart from Graveyard Shift, but that book was shit, so what can you do? But I've also then put the covers in for our fantasy bingo as well. I just got to go through and do the same, where if I've done hard mode, I'm going to go around the outside of it. But bearing in mind our fantasy finishes at the end of March, it's not going too well. But it's fine. I'm doing better in horror bingo than I am in our fantasy, but some of the prompts are quite difficult, so I think that's where I'm struggling. But nonetheless, I'm gonna go carry on listening to Broken Girls and journal. Yeah. I don't really know when I last updated you, but I finished it. I finished Broken Girls by Simone St. James. I have no idea when I last updated you. Might be when I hit 100 pages. I have no idea. Apologies. But yeah, I've finished. I finished it. Basically read however many pages. It was 330 pages in a day, pretty much. I loved it. It was very good. I gave it 4.5 stars, and it's my second highest rated Simone St. James. And this is on her backlist, which I said in a video, don't know which one, that her backlist I'm rating higher than her newest releases. Because Murder Road and Book of Cold Cases I gave a 4, and then Sundown Motel I gave 5, and I gave this 4.5. And she's got a new release coming out next week, I think. So we'll see. But yeah, whoop, 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 I'm very happy. I'm very happy to have got that read. But also it was so good. The audiobook, I just listened to the audiobook. I didn't even read it. I planned on physically reading and listening at the same time, but now I went in the bin and I did colouring and journaling all day and listened to it, and it was a vibe. I had a great time. I'm very shocked that there was two twists. One I guessed, which is why I didn't get a 5, but the other fucking had me shook. Can you shook us? To the point where I was sat downstairs and I went, fuck off. And my mum went, what's wrong? And I was like, not right now. Not right now. And I reversed it back and listened to it again because I did not see that shit coming. I don't know why I didn't. Nah, there was nothing to say that it was going to happen. But it happened. And it was very good. I loved our main character, Fiona. At times I hated her partner, Jamie. And in others I was like, just beg her. Beg. Stop being a twat. So at times I loved him, sometimes I hated him, but Fiona, I loved her throughout. I loved following the girls in the previous, and like because we had a dual perspective. You had, I don't even know if I ever told you the synopsis. So we follow Fiona in present day in 2014, I think it was, whose sister was murdered and a man was charged for it, but there's a part of Fiona that can't let go and wants to look into the case further. And then we follow them in like 1950, 1960, something like that. This group of girls in the spooky home that Fiona is looking into, because that's where her sister's body was found. We follow the girls while they're in this home, and we learn about their past and how they ended up in this home, and we find out about Mary. Good old Mary, scaring the shit out of everyone, present day and in the past. Thank you, Mary. Gave me like Woman in Black vibes, Mary did, but she was fun, and her story was quite sad, but at the same time the ending kind of brought closure. But yeah, basically in Fiona's time, the school's been shut for years, and then someone buys it and is planning on reopening it. So Fiona's like, why are you doing that? And then investigates and then gets properly into it, and it's so good. I loved it. It was a vibe. I'm very excited to read more, and hopes I can get the hardbacks for her other books, because there's like 2 more on her backlist that I don't have, I think. Yes, we have Silence for the Dead that came out in 2023, and The Haunting of Maddie Clare came out in 2022. They're the only 2 I don't have now, and the only 2 on her backlist I have yet to read. And then we have her new release, which is A Box Full of Darkness, something like a box full of something, which I believe comes out next week. So we're now going on the hunt for the other Simone St. James books, but it's 1:45. I rambled at you enough. So we're going to be moving on to Mate by Ali Hazelwood tomorrow. Not gonna lie, not really feeling it, because I'm in my like give me this book shit kind of vibe. But yeah, I'll come and update you tomorrow on thoughts and feelings and all in betweens. Hello, I forgot to update you yesterday, so didn't. Basically, I started Mate by Ali Hazelwood, and I got 150 pages in, and I'm really enjoying this. Actually, I'm enjoying this a lot more than I did Bride. I don't really know why. I think because Bride was very much enemies to lovers, and this is slow burn. They obviously like each other from day one. Also, in most books, like romantasy books, you find that, you know, the big twist midway through or whatever is the fact that they're mates, and like our main characters, that they're mates, they're meant to be together, but you find out from like page 3 that they're mates, so it's like, oh cool. So like it's there and it's simmering in the background, and you're kind of like, will you two just, you know, kiss and make up please? But their banter is lit. I love the banter between these two. So we follow Serena, who we met in Bride. She is Misery's best friend, and we also meet Cohen, and Cohen is the alpha for the North Pack. I like how much we have Misery and Lo in this, so it doesn't feel like completely brand new characters. However, I read a review yesterday just because I was curious on what people were thinking of this, because I was having a great time, and a lot of people prefer this over Bride, which I can completely understand because I feel the same. However, there's hardly any vampires in this, and obviously in Bride it was very much like vampires and werewolves, where this is very werewolf heavy, but nonetheless still enjoying it, enjoying finding out the like politics side to the world as well, and why they do certain things, and a bit more world building and character building. I'm really enjoying that. Cohen is annoying but lovable at the same time. He's annoying because I'm like, just stop being an ass, making a joke out of everything. And Serena is just, she's just lush. I love her, but it's quite funny. There's been a couple of times where I've laughed out loud. I'm having a good time with this, better than I thought I was. I was actually kind of dreading picking this up, but no, I'm having a good time. So today's Thursday, today is the last day of Winterween. Today is also the last day of my leave. I go back to work tomorrow, and I really don't want to, but nonetheless, I've had a very good de-stressing week, and I've read a lot of great books, but I'm going to plan on finishing this today and this with Annoying Oogie Boogie. Steph is doing some sprints on her Patreon at 12:30. I have therapy at 12:30, but that's only for like 50 minutes or something, so when I'm back from therapy I'll just watch her sprints and yeah, make my way through this and this. I'm going to reattempt my cookies again today, update my journal, continue on my merry way. I've just edited a video which is going up today, so you guys would have already seen that, which was a book haul. So that's going, I'm editing that. No, I've just edited that, it's just exporting, and then I'm going to schedule that for tonight. And yeah, we're just going to have a nice peaceful day. We're going to read, I'm going to journal. I'm going to plan my Pokeathon TBR because it's Pokeathon on Saturday. So I'm going to plan my TBR for that. We have a grand old time. But yeah, I'll come back and update you when I probably have done another 150 pages of Mate and have done something with this. Well, I have finished Mate by Ali Hazelwood and fucking loved it. I really loved it. I loved it more than Bride. I'd go as far to say it's my favourite Ali Hazelwood I've ever read. And is it a 5-star? No. I think it's a 4. I think it's a 4, if anything, a 4.5, but I think 4.5 because I gave Bride a 4 and it's better than Bride, but I think it's the best Ali Hazelwood I've ever read. No, it is the best Ali. Have I given anything else a 5? So Bride I gave 4. I gave Love on the Brain 5. I don't think that's a 5-star read. Don't know, maybe it was at the time. Love Theoretically I haven't read. Where's oh, Love Hypothesis I gave a 4. It's better than Love on the Brain. So unless I tell you what, we'll lower Love on the Brain to a 4 because I don't think it's a, like, it's one of my favourites by Ali Hazelwood, but I wouldn't say it's my favourite. And then is it a 5-star? No, it's a 4.5. There's certain areas that could have been adjusted, like the whole, if you've read it, the whole Irene thing was just annoying, if anything, and I think unnecessary. Apart from we did need to know about Serena's past, but I think there was another way to go around it. Cohen has my soul. I love him. I think he is an amazing character. I like that we had Low and Misery in here from Bride and Anna. And that we got to meet some more wares from Cohen's pack. That was really fun. It's a 4.5. It's a 4.5. I had a great time. I really enjoyed this. The fucking slow burn though. The fucking slow burn. But that is a wrap on Winterween. That is a wrap. I'm soft DNFing the Nightmare Before Christmas graphic novel for now because Oogie Boogie just pissed me off and I don't want to read it. So I'm not going to. So I'm going to soft DNF it for now, but I will come back to it at a later point just to be like I've read it. But yeah, we've had some good freaking reads out of Winterween. So let's have a recap. So we started off with Strange Houses, which I gave a 3.75. I enjoyed it, not as much as Strange Pictures. Then we had the Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre, which I gave a 4.5. Loved that. Then we had Mimi's Tales of Terror, which I gave 4. We had The Broken Girls by Simone St. James, which I gave a 4.5. And then we had Mate by Ali Hazelwood, which I gave a 4.5. So we didn't have a 5-star read, but we had 3 4.5 stars, and I'll take it. I will take it. But yeah, that is the end of Winterween. Winterween is over. I'm really sad, but I'm also looking forward to Summerween in the summer. That'll be fun. But yeah, I'll wrap this up because Pokeathon starts in an hour. You know me, readathon to readathon. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe if you're new, leave a wolf, like a werewolf wolf emoji down below to let me know mid to the end of the video, and I'll see you all soon for another video. Bye.